O Show. This is the Big O Show. This is the Big O Show.
When presenting an award to an employee, athlete, executive, or fantasy GM, make sure you call Orvieto's Awards and More. For 35 years, these custom award specialists have been providing plaques, trophies, custom framing, while providing state-of-the-art laser and computerized engraving, UV printing, and glass crystal etching. They do all their engraving and printing in-house for quality control. Call Charles at 305-949-8098 or visit them at orvietosawards.com. Orvieto's Awards and More, where recognition is rewarding. After 40 years, the Big Cheese Miami is still producing great Italian food. They started in 1984. Since then, they've been winning awards while being voted the best inexpensive Italian restaurant in Miami. Visit them for great food, amazing service. Witness the decades of Cane's memories. The walls are like a Miami Hurricanes Hall of Fame. The Big Cheese delivers anything on its menu or party platter menu to your home, office, or even a park for a picnic. Located at 8080 Southwest 67th Avenue, Miami. Call 305-662-6855. TheBigCheeseMiami.com, where they serve large portions at family prices.
It starts every morning before the sun comes up. Projects are laid out. Plans are made. Equipment is fueled and loaded with inventory to handle all service requests. Orders are given to an army of skilled landscape maintenance professionals, certified arbor trimmers, irrigation technicians, and licensed pest management experts who fan out to communities and businesses all over South Florida. Experienced, on time, and dependable. Our staff is fully trained, licensed, and insured. Contact us by phone, email, social media, or through our website to answer all your landscape questions. We are Cutter's Edge, Total Landscape Solutions.
It's game day at Toyota of Hollywood. Our all-stars are here to give you our MVP experience. Join the fun and feast on discounts up to $4,500. Huddle up and score big on a 25 Corolla. Not $26,000, $17,988. It's a tailgate party you don't want to miss. So gobble up the savings at the #1 volume Toyota dealer. Toyota of Hollywood on 441 between Hollywood Boulevard and Sheridan Street. Open till midnight.
For over 16 years, EJDConstruction.com has provided South Florida residents quality craftsmanship, accurate project management, and exceptional service. That's why EJDConstruction.com is an A-rated member of Angie's List and the Better Business Bureau. When you're looking for the right custom home builder for additions or home remodeling, please call my friend Eric at 305-433-4843. That's 305-433-4843 for EJDConstruction.com.
When it comes to your smile, confidence is so important. At Moody S Dental, they provide the services to get your smile back. This family-run practice prides itself by offering the latest technology to give your family the best experience possible. Moody S Dental has been in business for over 30 years with offices in Hialeah and Plantation. They accept most major dental insurances. They provide free new patient exams, 20% off select treatments. To qualify, please follow us on Instagram at moodys.dental. Moody S Dental has been in business for over 30 years. To schedule an appointment in Hialeah, call 305-821-0231 and Plantation 954-692-6825. From Invisaligns, dental implants, same-day crowns, and the preventative care and preservation to get your smile back. Go to moodysdental.com to find out more and tell them Big O sent you.
Oh, Sam, not again. Daddy's back.
Go!
Set the rhythm of your smart home with Sloman Shield Blink, the new integrated smart home platform that automates your life just the way you want it. Sloman Shield Blink. Be the maestro of your own home.
Price, service, selection. Get all this and more at South Florida's #1 loved Subaru store. Subaru of Pembroke Pines. Save today with our 3 ways to save. 0% financing, 0 down payment, or make no payments for 90 days. From Subaru of Pembroke Pines.
Hi, this is Jeff Welt from Welton Rayom. Dan and I have been in business together for over 22 years. We're not your typical lawyers. When Dan's not working in the office, he's flying his stunt plane. When I'm not in the office, I'm either getting tattooed, bowling, riding a motorcycle, or going to concerts. We might not be your typical attorneys, but we are aggressive attorneys, and we'll do whatever it takes to get you what you deserve. Consultations are always free. Call us anytime, 24/7.
Welton Rayom can help.
If you're looking to take your home or business to the next level, then RM Contractors can assist you. RM specializes in new residential turnkey, new commercial turnkey, home and office remodeling. Call them for free estimates. Serving all of South Florida, licensed and insured. Call Ray, 305-345-3649. You work hard to create the perfect atmosphere. You dream it, we'll build it. RM Contractors, 305-345-3649. Or Instagram at RMC Fisher Island.
There's just one place to get our lowest payment on a new Acura Integra. $229 a month. It's the season of performance event at Acura of Pembroke Pines, #1 in the USA.
Welcome to Caneswear. New store, new items, same great experience. Family owned and operated since 2010, Caneswear has the latest merchandise from the Miami Hurricanes, Miami Dolphins, Florida Panthers, Inter Miami CF, and more. Come visit us at our store in Davie on University Drive, just south of 595, or online at caneswear.com. Caneswear, the spot Miami fans shop.
The viewpoint, statements, or beliefs expressed on the following program by the host, guests, or callers are not necessarily the opinions of FantasyAccess.com, Media Group Inc. ownership, management, sponsors, or website.
Test one, test.
Okay. You got a level there?
I do have a level
Check,
there.
check, check. Testing 1, 2. What do we have? Do we have it on now? Did we get through? Audio good now? There we go. Good morning, boys and girls. All right. That's what happens with live. You know, I always like it when they go the podcast. Well, really, no, the show's podcasted. We're actually a live YouTube show every single day
because that's the way we like doing it. We like doing it live, and live happens like this. It's raw, and things happen, and that's how it goes, and that's how we started off the morning with a hitch, kind of like the Dolphins. They started off with a hitch, and they made a change, and so Tua Tagovailoa has been benched. Ewers is in. That's it. The magic starts right now, folks. That's it. It's never lose a game for the next 10 years with Quinn Ewers. So get ready, strap yourself in. It's going to be exciting, okay? I mean, I can't wait to see Quinn Ewers throw for 350 yards and 4 touchdowns this week against the Cincinnati Bengals. It's gonna look fantastic. So looking forward to that. So yes, rejoice because Tua has finally gotten benched. That's it. Yeah, I mean, will there be pots and pans? There might be pots and pans throughout town tonight, I think, in celebration. There won't be one for an MLS Cup, but for benching Tua, they might whip out the pots and pans, okay? By the way, we are here at Caneswear, 2655 South University Drive in Davie, and they are loaded with college playoff gear. Boom. 12 teams. Boom. You can get your coin here, your official college football coin here at Caneswear. Go on to caneswear.com. Use our code BIG010. You will get 10% off. They've got magnets. They've got the coolies. Better than the cooties. They've got the banners. They've got the bigger magnets. Okay. They've got the other giant banners. How about that? We've got, you see the shirts behind me? Canes in the college football playoffs. So you can get all of that stuff here at Canes and more, of course. They've got plenty of stuff. Get your coin, bro. The coin is actually really, really cool. They've got all kinds of college football playoff stuff. So get it while it lasts. And we've got the game on Saturday. Looking forward to it. I like the Canes in this game, dude. And we'll talk about it, obviously. And we'll talk with Manny Navarro about it also on the program on Friday to kind of preview it. Saturday, we'll have a post-game show for you. Hopefully, it'll be a nice, happy one. And we'll have some fun with that. But come on out and go to caneswear.com. You can also check out all this stuff. And remember, use our code BIG010, and you will get 10% off, whether you're in person or whether you do it online. And by the way, online, if you order over $99, you will get free shipping too here at Caneswear. So make sure you also do that. How about that? And do a little Christmas shopping, actually. All right? I'm doing a little Christmas shopping here at Caneswear myself, getting some stuff for the family at Caneswear. But anyway, so the news has broken that Tua's broken, and because he's broken, he is now benched. And Quinn Ewers will start. And it makes sense because you're out of the playoff race. Tua has proven enough already that he is not what he was 2-3 years ago. Clearly, there's something wrong with that kid, mentally, physically, all kinds of stuff. And then there's the periphery with Tua. It doesn't seem like he's taking it really hard how bad he's playing. It doesn't seem like he's taking it as serious the way he's playing, right? You know, the videos out there of him and Jalen Ramsey joking after the game, you know, his, oh, well, I'll have to try to play better. But there was no real remorse for how poorly he was playing. Now, there's a lot of things that go into everything that's gone on. You know, this is a soap opera like we've never seen before with a player. And a guy like Tua was well-liked by a lot of people, not liked by others. And so he was a lightning rod right from the get-go. And so you had a group of fans that were cheering for him and wanting him to succeed. And you literally had a group of people, along with Brian Flores from the get-go, that wanted him to fail just to kind of prove a point or whatever it was. And you had a player that you could win with the first couple of years. Unfortunately, too many concussions, too many injuries, and especially that last hip injury from last year clearly did a number on him. And we have reached a point where physically he doesn't look like he can do the job right now. It doesn't look like he could do what he was doing 2 years ago. Doesn't even look like it anyway. And not even close. So the question, as a team, this is actually good news, because all this stupid thinking about keeping Tua for next year or McDaniel, I mean, it's simply asinine. I mean, there's actually people in the media and fans that think that McDaniel has turned some stupid corner. No, dude, his quarterback was limited. That's why he went to the running game, by necessity, not by anything else. Not because he's actually smart, because you just saw it this week in the last game. Okay, he got cute. He started the game with a pass, and he got away with it. Great play because you expect it. Okay, fine. On the next first down, he got cute again and got burned. And he still tried a couple more times in that game early on when he should have stuck to what was working because of the limitations of the guy you're playing with. Okay? So it's hilarious. You can't keep anybody. No matter what the cap hit is, you need to take the cap hit. Okay? I saw where Furones just tweeted out that Russell Wilson's cap hit to Denver was 31% and Tua's will be 33. Take it, bro. Just move on. You can't have this soap opera anymore. You can't even have him on the bench, on the sidelines, because it'll be a topic. So it's got to be what's that saying? Out of sight, out of mind. If you have him in sight, it's in mind, and it's going to come up. You know, oh, you might even have to play him because of injuries to quarterbacks. So you need to cut him, and you need to take the cap hit, and whatever it is, too bad. That's it. You made the mistake. You move on. Doesn't matter. You're not going anywhere anyways as a football team. You're not going anywhere for several years anyways as a football team. So it doesn't matter. Move on. Now, but this is good because the thought of keeping either one of these two clowns is ridiculous at this point. And so now on the side of Tua, I'm really interested about something with Tua. Because there's a lot of things that go on with all of this. One, he also could have given up on the franchise too, and McDaniel and all of that, because it's a clown show. So maybe he also is playing his way off the roster also, because you play so bad that they have to cut you instead of keeping you around for another year. So for him, getting benched is probably a blessing, because now that you benched him, you've pretty much made the decision you're going to cut him, because you can't go back to him at this point. So now you've benched him. Now he gets an opportunity to get cut on June 1st. He gets an opportunity to work on his body and fix the hip if he can. I have no idea if he can or can't or whatever. You know, it's either he's manipulating the situation to the point so he could just get the hell out of this place, or he's just hanging on. And like every coach does, that's a bad coach. That's fire me, dude. You're going to have to pay me my salary, because you always fire a coach, and whatever years he has left, you're paying that salary. So Tua's not going to walk away, like I told you, from the money. He's going to play it out one way or the other, and play it in a bad way where he gets out healthy, because look how he takes the sacks. Like, he falls for them right away. He doesn't fight anything, or he gives in quickly, dude. Okay? And not only that, he's also now taking the stupid sack where he doesn't even bother throwing it away. I mean, like, you know, he's doing like really stupid things to even frustrate you even more. in the whole process. So I don't know if that's also manipulation on his part to like, well, I'll play. And, him and his agent sat there and go, what are you going to do? Try to play out of this? And then they're going to keep you next year? Now let's get out of this place. So play bad. Don't, and whatever it is. And he's not trying, or he's not working on his body, or whatever it is. I don't know. Maybe he'll go to some trainer. He'll go back to Nick Hicks and they'll work on him and, loosen him up. And he's back to playing how he played 2-3 years ago, and somebody takes a chance. Maybe that's the case. Or maybe he's just waiting to get cut on June 1st so he can walk away with the full bag and then go home with his family and retire. It's something along those lines. It's either you're forcing the issue so you could get retired on June 1st and the Dolphins are forced to pay you all your money. That way you don't walk away and retire and leave money on the table, because if you walk away and quit, then the team can get some money. But if the team cuts you, just like Russell Wilson, they got to pay you the money because it's guaranteed. So either he can't play and he's just resorted to the fact like, let me just get through this. And if I play bad, whatever, I'm going to get my money and I'm going to retire and I'm out of here. Or let me try to just gut it through this season, not try to, go crazy and do my best or whatever. And let me just get out of this situation because this is a terrible franchise. And by the way, let's not forget the fact that the Dolphins are a terrible franchise. And nobody wants to be a part of this franchise. Okay? This is not a franchise that players come to and say, oh, I'm coming here to become a winner. It's not, because that doesn't exist. They don't do that. For 30 years, they've proven they're not winners. They're like the Browns and like the Jets and like the Raiders. That's what they are. They're the dregs of the NFL. They don't do anything. They don't accomplish anything. They used to accomplish stuff when I was a kid, when I was a teenager, when I was a young adult. But the last 30 years of my life, I haven't seen anything. The first 30 years of my life, I got to witness a lot of stuff. Championships. I got to witness AFC champion titles. I got to witness other Super Bowl trips. I got to witness all of the good stuff from the Dolphins. And now I've witnessed all the bad stuff from the Dolphins. They are the polar opposite of what Shula built. The absolute polar opposite. And the sad part is that the decline started at the end of the Shula run, because he couldn't figure out the league. The salary cap hit. That was a terrible time for him. He just, he kind of went out with a whimper because the game passed him by at that point. And since then, the game has passed the entire franchise by. Sure, we've had some good players throughout, and there's been pockets of a good defense here, maybe an explosive player on offense there, here and there. But overall, as a team, you've accomplished absolutely nothing. Nobody ever accomplishes anything here with the Miami Dolphins. So it's not a TUA thing. It's not nothing. Marino didn't win anything here. And why? Because they don't know how to build the team. Shula didn't know how to build the team around Marino. Couldn't get a running game, couldn't get a defense. So the incompetence has been going on forever. So we'll find out. We'll find out what happens to the next chapter of Tua's career in the offseason. If you see he's working on his body and trying to fix it, and there's a whole PR movement on that, and because he's free from the Dolphins and all that, we'll find out. Or does he get cut on June 1st? Everybody will know he's getting cut on June 1st months before, and then he just quietly retires and takes all his money and goes away with his family. Thank you, my brother. So I don't know which one it's going to be. I don't know. But I know this, that the Miami Dolphins breed a situation that is, it doesn't help you to win. It doesn't help you to attract winners. It won't help you to attract the best GMs, the best head coaches, the best people. So until you fix that environment, and that's Stephen Ross, who's a complete failure. This is more than just Tua. It's great that they can move on from Tua. But remember, moving on from Tua buries you for a couple of years because a large portion of your salary cap is going to be dead cap money. And because it's going to be dead cap money, you can't get any better. And so you're going to be more into what you did this year. Remember what I told you guys in the offseason? What did I say this whole season was about? Watch the young guys. It's all about development. You know, you can listen to other people and read other people, and they can tell you, well, the Dolphins have a chance for the playoffs and this and that. And I told you from the get-go, there are no playoffs here. Not with that coach and not with that roster. You know, other people figured it out after with the roster and everything else that you can't make the playoffs. As you can tell, we're 3 weeks out from the regular season ending and you're already eliminated. That tells you how pathetic the franchise is. So, you know, lots of people misread the situation because anybody that thought they were going to be a winning team or a playoff team or anything like that, you're on drugs. You're on drugs. Okay? Mike McDaniel is a terrible coach. In fact, all right, there's actually people that think that Mike McDaniel has turned some corner as a coach, which is just absolutely laughable. All right. You had an opportunity. You had a window a couple years ago. You had a pretty damn good team. You didn't have the coach. And the front office did a piss poor job of building the right team around the quarterback. And so now here we are. The quarterback is broken. The quarterback is mentally broken also, emotionally broken probably. The head coach is a mess. I mean, we've got people in the media that up until this year now, they're now talking about Mike McDaniel's incoherent press conferences that have been going on for years. And this is why you get a moron like Dan Orlovsky, who will tell you 3 weeks ago, look out, the Dolphins are a dangerous team. And then, you know, I'm laughing at his stupid ass for saying something so dumb. And now he comes out, oh, I was wrong. No, you weren't wrong. You're stupid. You're stupid because you even said it. You're not wrong. You're stupid, Dan Orlovsky. Not wrong. You're stupid. Who would call the Dolphins a dangerous team? Only a stupid person would call the Dolphins a dangerous team. Somebody that doesn't watch the Dolphins like we do every single week for years. The Dolphins haven't been a dangerous team since they had a guy named Zonka. You understand that, right? Since they had like Larry Little. That's when they were dangerous, actually. Dangerous that they could run you over on offense and then they could shut you down on defense. That's dangerous. The Dolphins have never been dangerous again since the 70s. Not sure what Dan Orlovsky's, looking at. Dan Marino teams weren't dangerous. Why? They didn't have a defense. So it didn't matter if Dan put up 35, you could easily put up 40. Why? Well, you got Bud Brown back there. That's why. You got Paul Langford, number 44, back there. That's why. Of course you're going to do it. Jay Brophy is one of your linebackers. That's not dangerous. Jay Fiedler, not dangerous. No, but look out for the Dolphins. They're dangerous. Look at Mike McDaniel. Look at him with a fogged out, headlight. Yeah, no, he's dangerous. He looks like a broken Mikey that you test the food with him. Give it to Mikey. He'll eat it. He'll eat anything. And he's sitting there with a faded out glass. The Dolphins are a dangerous team. It's like I didn't hear it because I wouldn't watch Mike Greenberg if my life depended on it. But it's like watching Joe Shad retweet Mike Greenberg. Oh, I'm excited to see Mike McDaniel with a different quarterback. And I'm like, I retweeted back Joe Shad that stupid tweet. He had Skylar Thompson around him for 2.5 years and had no idea he couldn't play. Did he watch the way Huntley played or any of the other quarterbacks that have come in to fill in for Tua? Because they all stink. None of them ever play well. In fact, he didn't even know to play with Huntley a more running-like offense. He tried to play Tua's offense with Huntley. This is a really stupid man. So when you see people like you're listening to Mike Greenberg, that's a typical talk show host that is nothing like a game show host. All they do is they do things, okay, let me come up with something to gaslight the public. We have writers like that they're, Joe Shad is a beautiful example of a dude that is constantly tweeting out stuff that he's doing stuff to gaslight fans constantly to kind of keep the interest and all that going and all that kind of stuff. Not no real opinions on his own. No, let me just get opinions, wacky ass opinions from other people that make no sense. And instead of squashing those people, because that's what you're supposed to do, what I do, I retweet what Mike Greenberg say. And then instead of putting it out to people, I then squash it and say what Mike Greenberg's saying is stupid. I don't go retweeting what Dan Orlovsky says. No, I'll put, hey, what Dan Orlovsky is saying is moronic because Dan Orlovsky does not watch the Dolphins. Okay? He's just a national guy and he watches a couple of the big games, but he's not really paying attention because anyone with a brain would never say that the Dolphins are a dangerous team. You have to be an incredibly stupid human being to say that the Dolphins are a dangerous team. Just an absolutely stupid human being. And then on top of all of that, you have so many stupid people out there that they believe stupid things because there's a lot of you out there that you got low IQs. So you repeat everything that these morons are actually saying. And then the worst part we do as media is that we don't call out other media. No, you're wrong, dude. And that's irresponsible. And that makes no sense. And this is why I don't want to see Mike McDaniel with another quarterback because I've already seen that dumbass. Mike Greenberg, you didn't know that Skylar Thompson was around him for 2.5 years? You know what it is to have a guy around you for 2.5 years and not know that he can't play? That's the ultimate right there that you as a coach, you don't know what you're doing. But this is the kind of coverage we have in the media nowadays. It's all about clickbait. It's all about gaslighting. It's not really about real opinions and talking about what actually is going on. That's what I do every single day. I don't dance around any of this stuff. I talk about what's actually going on. Instead of, oh, let me see how I can clickbait stuff and all that. I don't care about that. Just don't. I don't care. By the way, please smash the hell out of the like button because we got a fraction of the people hitting the like button and a lot more watching, and I'd appreciate it immensely. We really need to get over. Yeah, you got to get Alarmo in there, bro. That's all right. Alarmo can do it. Alarmo's like clutch, not unlike the Dolphins, who are a bunch of pansies every time. Alarmo's got some balls. Anyway, so remember, you can make a donation to the show, Cash App or Venmo at Cash Big O Show. That is Cash Big O Show, Cash App or Venmo. Has this clown talked already, McDaniel? Okay.
Well, no, I guess he did because they said that he said something about Ewers. So actually, I'm thinking that.
So give me if he said anything else outside of Ewers starting and all that. He indicated yesterday that they could be making a change, so they made it, and that's fine. Hey, listen. I know now what I'm going to see. I'm going to see Ewers like lighting it up, and it's going to be awesome. And, I can't wait. I can't wait for this Bengals game. I'm going to see him go back and forth with Joe Burrow. Yeah, it's going to be a lot of fun because I know that McDaniel is one hell of a coach, and his players are always prepared. Always, they're always prepared. They know the game plans. They never make any mistakes. Nothing like that. There's no mental gaffes. They know the routes to run, all that kind of stuff. So I know that like an Eric Spoelstra type team, they're going to be ready for all of this. So I'm excited about that in a big time way. I see NorCal there. I see Big Johnson. Frankie Fresco. Jeremy, Eddie, Dolphin Dave, Robert Slappy, JT Cool, Stephen Harris, Cody, Mario. Appreciate all of you checking in. Thank you out there. Thank you. True Fin fan. Pettis. True Fin fan, thank you for the super chat. Was this a McDaniels decision or upper office? Doesn't really matter. Does it? Who gives a shit? Doesn't really matter. You're out of the playoffs at this point. So front office may want to see the guy. And it let me tell you something. It probably is more a front office move because you're already mathematically eliminated, which is such a joke. Whatever. And so then, you have no future as a coach. So the front office is like, well, let's see what the kid has. We know what Zach Wilson is. So go play the kid for 3 games and see if something for next year. And at the same time, this puts Mike McDaniel on a little bit of a hot seat. Not that he's already on the hot seat, but the fact is, all right, so let's put the kid in and let's see what you can do with the kid. So I don't really care where it came from. It was time. You can see Tua's broken. So you gotta make the change. Put him in. Who cares at this point? With that coach, I feel terrible for the kid. I really do. Like I feel terrible for every quarterback that has to play under Mike McDaniel. Yes, sir. Joe Shad put out on text here on Twitter, Mike McDaniel and Zach Wilson, Quinn Ewers, in part said they both have supreme arm talent and they make plays in different ways. Can they make plays when there's not a play there? That is something that they both have the ability to do. There you go. And that's, him, that's Shad gaslighting the part that they're more mobile than Tua. Yeah, he always finds like an angle of, okay, how am I going to twist it so I can get like people, emotionally and all that. I know the game, dude. Yeah. Yeah, they can move around, but can they read and react at the right time and all that? And so, and can that coach prepare them, which is the asinine part of all of this. I don't think that coach can get them prepared as it is, So that'll be the fun part about all of this. And that'll be the good part about watching all of this because we can watch, another level of McDaniel just fall apart out there. And I guarantee you, so Tua will become the emergency quarterback. So Zach will be the backup. So they will both play in the next couple of weeks, several times. Yeah. And this is more true Fin fan. Probably the front office wants to see the draft pick because they know what Zach is. So I wouldn't be surprised if this is more from the front office because Mike McDaniel isn't very smart anyways. His stupid ass would probably keep playing Tua. After all, he's the one that wanted Tua to get the contract and push for Tua and all that stuff. And he's the guy that the second Tua completes a pass or two, he wants to go pass crazy. You know what I'm saying? So to me, it doesn't matter who made the decision. But yeah, I could see this being influenced by the front office for sure. For sure. For sure. Mike McDaniel has no juice. So yeah, the front office at this point in time has more juice than he does.
Yeah. Can you hear me?
Yeah, I hear you.
Oh, okay. All right, good. I was going to say, I think it's also.
It's not if I can hear you, if they can hear
No,
you.
yeah, but I mean, if you can hear me, at least I'm coming through. I don't know what happened to.
No, I don't have headphones on. So I don't know if I can hear you.
Well, I can see my
I can
levels
hear
now.
you because I can hear you because I'm next to you.
I got you. I was going to say, I think it's more of a front office influence thing because why wouldn't they have made the change before this if it was really a McDaniel, move or however you want to look at it?
Of course. The kid Tua was playing like shit already for weeks. So, like, you didn't make the move before. This is probably more influenced by the front office. But again, it doesn't matter.
And I don't follow the whole dark web on the Dolphins and everything else like that. Do you know what happened between him and Nick Hicks or what that situation is?
Tua leaving Nick Hicks?
I'm asking. I don't know if you
No.
I don't think, or if you've seen anything.
I don't think it's anything like personal or bad. I just think Tua thought, okay, I reached this pinnacle. Now I'm got to do something else or whatever. And I can tell you this, okay, and I don't have any horse in any race with Nick Hicks or whatever and all that. But it looks to me like Tua was at his best with Nick Hicks. So, if he's going to actually come back or if he's just playing the retirement game here where he just wants to get cut on June 1st and take all his money home, which I don't blame him. I don't blame him, dude. The way the Dolphins have treated that kid, I'm telling you, if I'm Tua, I would despise this franchise. Because they did everything in their power to screw me in my career the entire time. You had a coach that hated him at first, hated him so much he started him against the Rams. Like, that's some nasty shit. Okay? And then you had another guy come in who is so incompetent and did not install the running game till the end, and a tight end till the third year. And never an offensive line, never any real value on guards. And so the kid was always running for his life and never protected and took all the hits. When Jesse Davis is your lineman, you don't give a shit about the quarterback, dude. You just don't. You don't care about the quarterback. If Jesse Davis is your lineman, you don't care about the quarterback. But what can I tell you? It is what it is. Yes.
And the reason I asked that was because Nick Hicks, when the whole situation goes down, tweets out. Again, it's social media, so probably more for clicks.
Yeah, but it came from Nick.
What a time to be alive.
Right. Well, he did a good job with the kid, bro. And Tua's never been the same since he left Nick Hicks. So it is what it is. Nick should brag about it.
Yeah, but it's also like you said too. Maybe with that hip, he can't do that stuff. I mean,
right, maybe that last
last
injury effed him up completely, and he's not that guy that he can't even do what he was doing 2-3 years ago. Maybe that's the case. We'll find out this offseason. This offseason, there's a fork in the road for Tua's career. Either he goes off and walks off into the sunset with a big old fat bag of money, God bless him, or he did all of this towards the end to just get the hell out of here and go wherever he wants and get a fresh start. Because remember, once he gets released, he's going to clear waivers. Nobody's picking up the contract. So then he'll be an absolute free agent, and he can go to a place where he thinks they have the right coach and they have the system like he needs in order for him to succeed. And then he can go balls out and fix his hip or whatever the hell, if that's the case. If that's the case. You're going to find out if you see a rejuvenated Tua that he looks like he just got a divorce and he just, you know how when people get a divorce, they go and lose weight and they go work out and they try to look their best and they're back out on the market again and, all that kind of stuff. So if you see that in the offseason from Tua, okay, he pulls a Belinda Carlisle off the Go-Go's, that kind of stuff, then you know that this was all about getting out of this situation. Now, and if he just quietly retires after June 1st then you know this was about, hey, man, I'm going to play this out and you're going to cut me so I can take my money because I'm not walking out of here like, some silly Doll fans have brought up to me. Well, why doesn't he retire? No, he's not going to retire and leave money on the table. So we will find out. We will find out. Cash App or Venmo at Cash Big O Show. That is Cash Big O Show, Cash App or Venmo. And you can make a Bitcoin, Ethereum, Chainlink, or Solana donation. By the way, Bitcoin went all the way up to 89 and now it's at 86.5. Like it went down like quickly, dude. Went up and then right down. And I would imagine something's going on with the market. Yeah, the market was up like 200 some points. Now it's down 98 points. The S&P's down 52. I don't know. I don't know what happened. I don't know what was said. Did somebody send out a tweet or something? Oh, man. What a time to be alive. So, I don't know. Yeah, maybe. Yeah. I'm looking myself to see if there's anything out there because it's just like, it is what it is. Yeah. True Fin fan, thank you for the love on the super chat. He says Mike will have Ewers sharp, butter knife sharp. Oh, yeah. It's going to kick ass. Frankie Fresco says Dan Marino never broke, and he had it bad too. He did break. His Achilles broke, by the way. He had bone spurs at the end of his career, and he couldn't throw. So it kind of broke at times. He did break at times. I remember when he busted his Achilles, Greg Cody said, trade Dan Marino, keep Scott Mitchell. You don't remember that because you're too young. But, I remember when Marino broke and Scott Mitchell came in and went 5-1. And then all of a sudden, a columnist in the Miami Herald came out and said, we should trade Marino now and keep Scott Mitchell. Yeah, that would be a really smart move. What Marino didn't do was win big because he didn't have what he needed, unfortunately. Not his fault. I never blame Dan. Never. Mark Mason, thank you, sir, for the love on the super chat. Says Big O, remember 1983, they had their shot that year, still ran the ball and had a good defense, still got beat at home in the playoffs. I was 20 at the time and pissed. Yeah, the defense wasn't good enough in those days. The Diesel ran them over. And then in 85, 84 season, San Francisco was they had a real offensive line, they had a real running game, and they had a real defense. You know what I'm saying? And Miami couldn't even come up with that. So it is what it is, And they had a Hall of Fame tight end. Okay, we had decent tight ends, but we didn't have a Hall of Fame tight end. No, they weren't good enough anymore at that time. They weren't what they were in the 70s, my brother. In the 80s, they never, ever dominated the line again. In the 90s, they never dominated the line again. At times we either had Webb and Sims and some other good linemen, but not anything like, like the early 70s where all five guys were badasses pretty much. It's just not the case, man. This is not the case. And then on defense, those defenses did not dominate, dude. They did not. So they made some plays and stuff, but they did not dominate. So it is what it is. That happens, man. We haven't been able to build a real team for a long, 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 long time. It's kind of our, our situation. Remember, we are at Caneswear. Use our code BIGO10. You will get 10% off. They've got the banners. College football playoffs start this weekend. So they've got banners. There you go. Want to get a garden banner. They've got the big magnets. They've got the smaller magnets. They've got the coolies. All of this stuff with the U on it everywhere. They've got the official coin of the college football playoffs. So if you want a little collector's item, it comes in a little case. See, 2026. And then, oh, there we go. And then it has all the teams on it, as you can see. I don't know if you can, but there you go. Come get it. I don't know. Let me see. What do we do? Which one? You go Bitcoin.
Oh, I just saw this. I can see the Bitcoin.
Yeah, you can't. Oh, so you can't.
I saw the silver, but now
Can you tell it's Bitcoin now?
Yep,
Now you can.
Before I thought they had a silver and a gold, but I thought you were getting.
People are like, does he walk around with a stinking Bitcoin in his pocket all the time? So they got it all here. Obviously, they got anything and everything with the Canes logo on it. They got a ton of stuff. Panthers gear, championship Panthers gear, Dolphins gear with the old logo on it. I'll probably take a little walk around the store in a little bit so you guys can get a little flavor for it. T-shirts galore of Canes. You've got hats, Inter Miami, Panthers, Marlins, Dolphins, Heat, everything, dude. Everything. They got it all for you here at Caneswear. All right. So take advantage, folks. Take advantage and use our code BIGO10. You will get 10% off. Also here at Caneswear, folks. All right. So they make the move. By the way, Matthew Judon also was cut and released. I saw Mike Garafolo reported that Judon is gone. No surprise there overall. I mean, whatever. It's Matthew Judon wasn't going to win you a game anyways. He was kind of like a back-end desperation signing for the guys that you could actually spend on and keep, and you ended up trading one of them in Jalen Phillips. So, is what it is, but we'll see. What do we have here? Thank you, Frankie, for the love on the super chat. He says, Fins fired Flores, drafted lineman, got Waddle, Tyreek, Raheem, please chat Fins. Did not ruin Tua. Yeah, they did. They never got an offensive line, and they never committed to the running game. Raheem is not committed to the running game, bro. That's not committed to the running game. Just because he got the 20 touchdowns, that was not a commitment to the running game, okay? And if you watched it, whenever the running game was working, it was abandoned. Over and over and over and over and over again. Not sure what you were watching. Okay. And they were never great pass blocking, and they still aren't. By the way, Quinn Ewers, have fun. Enjoy yourself behind that pass blocking line. Enjoy yourself, young man. I feel terrible for him. I feel bad. So, yeah, they never did what they were supposed to do. And that's why you were never going to get anywhere. Frankie, it's the same thing with the Marino teams. You want to be a finesse pass happy team with, like a fake run game. Yeah, that's not going to happen. And that's what the Dolphins had. The Dolphins had a fake finesse run game that was never going to play in December and in January and February. So I disagree with you. They never gave Tua what he needed for his limitations and for what he is. When you have a statue at quarterback, you got to build a line and you got to have a strong running game. And they failed to do that. They still don't have that. Okay. Just because they've done it a couple times in the last month, that doesn't mean that they have it. If they did, they would have used it on Monday night. Okay. If that's who they really are. Right. But it's not who they really are. It's not who they've been for 45 years, 50 years, dude. Long time, dude. Long time. Long time. Let's see. Joe Spencer says, hurts me. I'm used to saying one is too young to remember the Zonka Kick Morris days, but not the Marino days. I now feel much older. Yeah. Yeah. Heyo, in my opinion, Tua benching was not only because of the play, but his reaction on the sidelines after the game with Ramsey. It just looked bad. Yeah, I agree with you, but that's been going on for weeks. That he is on the sidelines not really bothered by how poor he throws an interception or whatever, and he'll smile with another guy and, hey, no, everything's all right. No, it's not, dude. You're stinking out the place. So, like I've said for the last couple of weeks, that if Marino would play like that, he would be a very pissed off human being. He wouldn't care about the like he'll say, yeah, I'm glad we won, but I didn't. Like he would have gone out and said, I didn't help these guys win. I can't do that. I keep doing that, we will lose games or something. Or like Marino would be an ogre if he was playing the way Tua's playing. He would be pissed, dude, livid. And that's what I haven't seen in Tua remorse for a while now, dude. And that's why I'm telling you that there's a part of me that's like, is he done with this place and with Mike McDaniel and the whole, well, like when he comes to the podium and he gives you all those excuses, at the same time, he's kind of exposing, oh, well, the communication and, alignment issues. And you're like 4 years in with this guy. There shouldn't be alignment issues. That's all in the coaching. And he knows it. And so when guys run the wrong routes or whatever it is, that's on them. The coaches, that is. That team is. So there's a part of me that because of the lack of organization, maybe that's also done a number on the kid, So we'll find out. The beauty is time answers all. In life, time answers all. So we're going to find out what the agenda of Tua is at this point in time in his life. And on June 1st, when he's cut, you're going to know, is this a divorce? And all of a sudden, am I going to get hit the gym and start looking great for a new date? Or am I just going to retire and leave and head off into the sunset with all that money? Who knows? Who knows? That's the stuff that I cannot answer, but we will get those answers. And the beauty is the Dolphins get to move on. Okay? And we'll find out. Does Tua retire or does Tua go somewhere else and have success that he couldn't have here? The one that I'm going to be more bothered about when this is all said and done is that we're going to lose Anthony Weaver. And Anthony Weaver looks to me like a real head coach, like a guy that's got potential to lead an actual team. To me, losing Tua at this point, not a loss. Losing Mike McDaniel, not a loss. Losing the front office, not a loss. Nobody got it done, so you can move on. But that guy, that's the one guy that I look out of everything that I've seen so far, he might be the most legit thing that we have there. And he's going to walk out and he's going to go get an education somewhere else and going to move on to be a head coach somewhere. And we're going to look at and going to go, remember when that guy was one of our assistants? So that's the one that I'm looking at. That's the one that I'm going to be pissed off about down the line somehow or another. I know it's going to happen. Oh, man. Let's see. What else do we have? No, Frankie. I'm just sick of constant losing. Mr. Majestic, you must have loved Scott Mitchell. Marino lost game scoring 45 points. And it's a Dolphin problem, of course. Of course, when Richard Todd is on the other side outscoring you, It's not because Richard Todd is better than Marino. It's because your defense sucks. You know? Big old Mike McDaniel and his coordinators are coaching their last 3 games, and they will be fired by January 5th, cleaning out their lockers for the last time. I hope so. But we have a really bad owner, and that's the brutal truth. Stephen Ross is not a good owner. And the whole thing about writing checks, lots of NFL coaches write checks. The Moss brothers can write checks. Vinny Viola can write checks. Now, the question is, do you know who you're writing checks to? Do you know who you're hiring? Vinny Viola knows who he's hiring. Vinny Viola knows who he's paying. The Moss brothers, they ain't figured out who they got to hire and who they got to pay, and they go in and win a championship. And Viola goes and wins a couple of championships. So it's not about just being an owner and spending. But all those guys are billionaires. They're all going to spend. It's, do you know how to spend? Do you know how to hire the right people? Do you know how to delegate, the authority to the right people out there? And that's where Stephen Ross has constantly failed. You take over the Parcells regime from Wayne Huizenga, and you don't assess it properly, and it hangs around, and it festers, and it does nothing. And then you go into Mike Tannenbaum after watching him do what he did at the Jets. You still bring Mike Tannenbaum in, and then you keep him around, and he buries you with the Tannehill contract and with the Sue contract, a lot of the stuff that you're watching now. And then you've got the Greer Company coming in, and then you stick around too long and hanging out with all this stuff. And, it's a Flores, it's a Mike McDaniel. You can't hire the right coaches. You watch Robert Kraft, and in 3 years, he turns over his entire franchise. He gets rid of a Hall of Fame coach, a guy that was considered the GOAT. The guy that was left as his replacement, and Gerard Mayo, he gave him 1 season and said, no, you're not good enough, and went and got Mike Vrabel. And now they're leading the division. In 3 years, Robert Kraft went from a championship organization back to being a playoff team again. The Dolphins can't do that at all in the 15 years that Stephen Ross has owned the team. That's all you need to know. While Stephen Ross has owned the team, we actually got an expansion MLS team, and it's already got a title. While Stephen Ross owned the team, Vinny Viola and Doug Sifu bought the Panthers and now have made it to 3 straight Stanley Cups. Which, by the way, I will argue it's actually harder to win than the Super Bowl. Because hockey is, it's brutal. And you've been to 3 straight Stanley Cup finals. 3 straight and won 2 straight. This is all while Stephen Ross owns the team, and he can't win a playoff game. He can't have a playoff stretch. He can't get to an AFC championship game. He can't get to a Super Bowl. He can't build a constant winner. Inter Miami's now become a constant winner. The Panthers are a constant winner. And in the last 15 years, the Heat won 3 titles, right? No, 2 titles. Yeah. In 20, they've won 3, but he hasn't owned the team for 20. So 15. In 15, not only did they win the title twice and went to it 3 times, or 4, but then they went back to it 2 more times. While Stephen Ross owns the team. I don't know how many more examples can you have at home. Fort Lauderdale United, professional women's soccer team. USL Super League. First year, they made it to the finals. Kelly Van Treek will join us tomorrow, by the way. First year, they made it to the finals. I don't, what can I tell you? Nova Southeastern University, they won a couple of titles in college. Just everything that goes around town. And meanwhile, the Dolphins, they're just sitting there with a finger in their ear, picking their nose or ass or whatever it is that they're doing nothing, bro. They accomplish nothing. And it's the franchise that's most loved in this town. It's the franchise that's followed the most in this town. And they do nothing for the fans. Nothing. All they do is take your money. All they do is steal your time. All they do is crush your emotions. Is that amazing? It's a completely one-way relationship with the Dolphins. Everybody else has some love for you. Dolphins have none. Nothing. It's really like insane. All right, top of the hour. Sean, give me a 2-minute break. We'll be back for hour number 2 of the Big O Radio Show live from Caneswear.
Welcome to Caneswear. New store, new items, same great experience. Family owned and operated since 2010, Caneswear has the latest merchandise from the Miami Hurricanes, Miami Dolphins, Florida Panthers, Inter Miami CF, and more. Come visit us at our store in Davie on University Drive, just south of 595, or online at caneswear.com. Caneswear, the spot Miami fans shop.
It starts every morning before the sun comes up. Projects are laid out. Plans are made. Equipment is fueled and loaded with inventory to handle all service requests. Orders are given to an army of skilled landscape maintenance professionals, certified arbor trimmers, irrigation technicians, and licensed pest management experts who fan out to communities and businesses all over South Florida. Experienced, on time, and dependable. Our staff is fully trained, licensed, and insured. Contact us by phone, email, social media, or through our website to answer all your landscape questions. We are Cutter's Edge. Total Landscape Solutions.
It's game day at Toyota of Hollywood. Our All-Stars are here to give you our MVP experience. Join the fun and feast on discounts up to $4,500. Huddle up and score big on a 25 Corolla. Not $26,000, $17,988. It's a tailgate party you don't want to miss. So gobble up the savings at the #1 volume Toyota dealer. Toyota of Hollywood on 441 between Hollywood Boulevard and Sheridan Street. Open till midnight.
Set the rhythm of your smart home with Sloman Shield Blink, the new integrated smart home platform that automates your life just the way you want it. Sloman Shield Blink, be the maestro of your own home.
When it comes to your smile, confidence is so important. At Moody S Dental, they provide the services to get your smile back. This family-run practice prides itself by offering the latest technology to give your family the best experience possible. Moody S Dental has been in business for over 30 years with offices in Hialeah and Plantation. They accept most major dental insurances. They provide free new patient exams, 20% off select treatments. To qualify, please follow us on Instagram at moodys.dental. Moody S Dental has been in business for over 30 years. To schedule an appointment in Hialeah, call 305-821-0231 and Plantation 954-692-6825. From Invisaligns, dental implants, same-day crowns, and the preventative care and preservation to get your smile back. Go to moodysdental.com to find out more and tell them Big O sent you.
The viewpoints, statements, or beliefs expressed on the following program by the host, guests, or callers are not necessarily the opinions of FantasyXS.com, Media Group Inc. ownership, management, sponsors, or website.
All righty, welcome back. Hour number 2 of the program. Hope you all are doing well out there. The great Sean Stanley driving the program. We thank Brett, and Jeff, and John, and all the great people out here at Canesworth taking care of us as always, man. And you can come on out here and enjoy yourself and get ready for the college football playoffs. Got banners, got koozies, got the T-shirts, all that. Use our code BIGO10. You will get 10% off. Online, remember, you order over $99, you will get free shipping. They've got the official college football coin and everything. Got all the logos for all the 12 teams in the playoffs. Your Canes are in it. I like the Canes this week against Texas A&M. I really do, man. I think we got a really good chance. By the way, next week we will be at Subaru of Pembroke Pines. And right now you can get the Forester 2025 model, $249 a month, 1.9% financing right now. Take advantage, folks. The Outback Premium, $297 a month, 0% financing. It is the Season of Joy sales event going on, Subaru style. The Crosstrek Premium, $199 a month, only 1.9% financing. Remember, Subarus are built here in America, so you'll be saving money, too, at the same time. The Legacy Premium, $269 a month, 2.9% financing. The Ascent Premium, $297 a month, 1.9% financing. The Forester Premium Hybrid, beautiful vehicle, $299 a month, 3.9% financing. The WRX Premium, $307 a month and 0% financing. They've got all kinds of great deals. Go see my guy Eric Stampone there. He'll take care of you. Alan is the GM, and use our QR code or mention our name, Big O. You will get $500 off. So when you get there, you tell them, hey, man, I'm looking to buy or lease a vehicle. Big O sent me. I will get $500 off at Subaru of Pembroke Pines. All right? All right? All right. Yeah, Dolphins have not got it right for 45 years, Dolphin Dave. You are correct, sir. You are correct. And I have suffered it all. But, listen, unlike the young fans, at least I got the good stuff. So, I have to at least be grateful that I got to see the greatness of Miami in the 70s and enjoy the 80s too, and then it started declining after, but, it's fine. That's fine. From the early 90s on, and then, those Buffalo teams were too much for us. Pretty good Dolphin teams in the early 90s, but those Buffalo teams were too much. Too much. Alexis says, that's why I'm not buying any more Dolphins tickets, and I have come to the same with the Marlins, done supporting Ross and Sherman. I don't blame you. I am. It's funny because people would say that the Dolphins, they don't get great support. Actually, they get amazing support considering they do nothing. If the Heat were as incompetent as the Dolphins, nobody would be in that arena. If the Panthers, like they used to be, incompetent like the Dolphins, that arena was like 8,000 people, 9,000 people there on average. You'll get the rare, the hardcore. Actually, I think the Dolphin fan base is incredible because the Dolphins are like that cheating husband or wife on you over and over and over again, and you stay with them. It's like that husband that doesn't get a job or something.
And the poor wife is like carrying the family or something. That's what the Dolphins are. They're like a burden. They don't do anything for you. They bring no joy. There are no pots and pans ever. Ever. No pots and pans. I mean, if you can't bring me pots and pans, are you good for anything? Sad. What do you got for me?
Boys at it again.
Oh, what happened now?
Tyreek's having a great day today.
Oh, what did he do?
He tweeted out a peace sign when once they announced the benching.
Right.
And then now he's come back and he said T-Stead fault. He wanted to be a podcaster.
T-Stead, like Teron Armstead?
Yeah. It's his fault too. He's getting benched because he wanted to be a podcaster.
Oh, okay.
Coming out with some one-liners here.
Okay. All right. I
Making
like
himself relevant once again.
Okay. He's got to get attention. He's got to get attention. Yeah, he's got to get attention. From 89.5 to 86.5. That is no. And I'll tell you what's and thanks to our friends at R&M Contractors who are sponsors for all of our crypto segments, Ray and Mike. And let me tell you what's going on the Bitcoin side, okay? And this is why you've had the fluctuations up and down constantly. They are flushing out all the leveraging. The leveraging has been holding back Bitcoin. And whether it's people that are shorting it or they're longing it. And so then you're constantly seeing longs and short get liquidated. And we're talking about hundreds of millions of dollars, okay, getting liquidated constantly. On the run-ups, the shorts get liquidated. On the runs down, the longs get liquidated. It's just kind of the way it goes right now. And we've been doing this now for like a year and a half where we go up, but we still have consolidation periods that are longer than normal because we're liquidating the longs and the shorts. And those are stupid people because they're going to lose their ass, overall. So while you have to just be patient and just let this kind of play out, and you'll see that once it plays out, it's going to the moon. But the beauty is, instead of panicking and worrying, you got to worry about your altcoins because you don't know which ones are going to go, and that's fine. But Bitcoin and Ethereum, they're only going to go in one direction. They're only going to fly, okay? Not that it's financial advice, not that it's ever been financial advice. But once all this stuff gets through, and now the rates are going to come down eventually because things are getting worse. Unemployment is just climbing. It was at 4% a year ago. We're at 4.6 now. Okay. I mean, they're not creating the jobs that they keep telling you and all that kind of stuff. It's all lies. But it is what it is. And so the feds will have to now start cutting rates because they need to save the job market. That's probably what's going to, and if not, he'll get his own guy in there and then he'll start cutting rates and risk assets are going to fly. So it's just a matter of patience because one, as we get more into stagflation, Bitcoin will fly. As unfortunately the unemployment market gets worse, Bitcoin will fly. And then as they cut the rates, Bitcoin will soar. Okay. So it's just really a matter of time, and just let the gamblers finish their gambling, and then us investors will then cash in. But the beauty is that while all this craziness and all this madness is going on, it's an accumulation time, and it's giving you an opportunity. And it's what I've told you for a while now. You got to aim for 20-25% of a Bitcoin. And right now where you're at, it's a lot cheaper to get a 20-25% of a Bitcoin than it was when it was at 127. And we're going to soar past 127 soon. And when we do, you're going to go, wow, I could have taken advantage when it was in the 80s. So again, not financial advice, never has been, never will be, but Just got to give you my 2 cents on that one. And, I follow it all the time. And I just see that the leveraging right now is just so dirty, and it's been dirty for months. It's been going on for a while. By the way, our friends at R&M Contractors, if you live in Dade or Broward County, whether it's a home, a condo, business, you're looking for a complete remodel, kitchen upgrades, waterproofing the terrace, the balcony, flood test report, they do all of that. Those things are very important, especially for your condo owners, or even if you have a 2-floor home, 3-floor home, you want to make sure that if you have a busted pipe or something, the water doesn't start going down the next floors and all and creating more problems. You want to be able to trap it and be able to, drain it and all that. And that is so important. And they can create that for you also, R&M Contractors. Bathroom upgrades, floor restorations, maintenance, all of that will save you money, and even insurance and everything, man. So give them a ring. They do it all. 305-345-3649. And if you want to see how exceptional their work is, whether you want to do a sauna or you're redoing your kitchen or you're doing, what's it called, impact windows or door installations, go to their Instagram page, RMC Fisher Island. That's RMC Fisher Island is the address. And you can see all the work that they've done, and it'll blow you away. So if you're looking for exceptional work, R&M Contractors, call Ray or Mike. Tell them that I sent you. 305-345-3649. All right. Let's see. Jeff Ireland should have stayed away from Stephen Ross. I wonder who will be the next head coach for the Dolphins. Who knows? First of all, you need a GM. First of all, you need an owner. Then you need a GM. You need a head coach, and you need a quarterback. You don't have any of those things. If you don't have an owner, it's really hard to succeed. Great example. And this is not hindsight, but Mike Brown for the Bengals. When Joe Burrow made the Super Bowl a few years back, I warned everybody, watch this. This will be the last time they make it, because that's what happens in that organization under Mike Brown. They made it with Ken Anderson, and they never went back. They made it with Boomer Esiason, and they never made it back. And now they made it with Joe Burrow. It's like every generation they make it one time to the Super Bowl, but because they're so cheap, they never really keep those Super Bowl teams around, and then they end up, so it becomes like but to their credit, at least they get there every, 20 years or whatever it is, every 15 years or whatever. And so they get there, but then they can never maintain it. And that's because you have poor ownership. So until the Dolphins actually settle that part, without a good, like I just told you, look at Robert Kraft. He knew when to get off the Belichick train. Then he knew the Belichick disciple wasn't any good after 1 year, and he went and got Mike Vrabel. And they're back on the winning track. That's ownership. That's ownership in a big-time way, And they don't have that in Miami at all. They don't have it in Miami. So that's where you've got to make progress overall as your owner. And if you don't have that, it's hard to really have a foundation. And that's for any business. Brett started in a warehouse years ago. I don't know how long it is now, 15 years ago, whatever it was. And then, he had a smaller spot on the street here in Davie, and then it became a bigger spot, and now this spot here, which is ginormous. And knowing his ass, in a few more years, he'll own half this shopping center. It'll be like a superstore or something. But it's just kind of the way it goes. You have to have good leadership, good ownership, and they have great people here. The service is awesome. Anybody that's dealt with Canes, where it, you order stuff online. Man, Jeff has it like out the next day. It is out. Maybe the same day it is out. I mean, it's really amazing. So, but that's part of having a great owner and having great leadership. Every business that's excellent is like that. I can't say that about the Dolphins. They do a great job of creating revenue streams. but they don't do a great job of delivering for the customer. And I'm sure those of you that have to buy season tickets or club seats or whatever, they sell you the fluff. They can't sell you substance. Oh, you'll have these comfortable seats and this food and this menu, and you can park here, and they give you all those different little amenities and everything, but the product on the field is nothing. It's interesting. That's how the Kansas City Chiefs can be the worst organization when it comes to their facilities and all that kind of stuff. And they just finish a dynastical run. I don't even know if that's a word, but I'm going with it. Where they won 3 titles and went to 5 Super Bowls and 7 AFC championship games. It's stupid, a stupid run. But the Dolphins have the best facilities. They have a barber ready to cut your hair. They've got a massage place there that Watson would love. They've got a slide for you and everything. Whee! And did that pay off, by the way? The A+++ that the players gave you for giving us a chef and everything. How did that work out on the field? Okay. Got to fix that first, man. So before you start thinking about, who's the next QB? Dude, who's his offensive coordinator? Who's his head coach? Who's the front office? Who's the owner? The short-sighted approach, who's the next QB? That's going to solve everything. And by the way, the Dolphins are so good at finding QBs. I mean, look at their track record. Let's see. What else? The feats of strength are next, says Brett Dodger. I don't know what that means. Thinking about all the shitty QBs the Finns have tried since 13 retired is very depressing. No, but Andrew, don't worry about the next QB will be a great one. Dolphins always will find the next great QB. It's kind of what they do. You know what I'm saying? What else do we have? On the chat board here, got a bunch of them. I can't read them all. Let's see. Dougie Fresh. What will Tua do next? Reverse mortgage commercials or spokesman for walk-in bathtubs? I like that. Walk-in bathtubs. I love it. That is a good one right there. All right. Cash App or Venmo at Cash Big O Show. That's Cash Big O Show. Andrew Watson, thank you, sir, for the love on Venmo. He puts, what do you think of Waddle's smirk after the game when asked how offense can play better? I hear that he thinks Tua sucks. I also think McDaniel has put these players in a position to fail. McDaniel and Tua are the problem, but none as big of a problem as Los Ross. Yeah, I don't know if it's that they think that Tua sucks or they know that there's something wrong with him. You know what I mean? Because it looks like it. He doesn't look anything like the guy from 2 and 3 years ago. Nothing. The ball is not even coming out of his hands like it did before. It looked way better. His arm looked stronger. He looked way more flexible. He has none of that now. So I don't know if it's is it also a matter of, is Waddle smirking because the offense is a joke and the coach is a joke? Maybe it's not just the Tua thing. Maybe it's also a McDaniel thing. You know what I'm saying? Because McDaniel's also a joke. Yeah, how Tua's playing now, it's a joke. It's a complete joke the way Tua's playing now, dude. I mean, there's no other way to put it. I'm with you there 100%. But man, I think that there could be a lot to that. I saw that. And to me, it's just deeper because there's so many other things going on with that team. But again, the good thing is now you can move on. Hopefully, you're definitely going to move on from Tua, because if you're benching him now, you're going to cut him on June 1st, which is good. But the question is, how stupid is this owner? Will he keep McDaniel around? Steve, Hateful Steve in the house. Thank you for the love on Venmo, sir. Says, I've been waiting to see this title on today's show since April of 2020. Tua has been benched. Ewers to the rescue. Well, in 2020, we didn't have Ewers. You got to be fair on that. It would have been who's to the rescue in 2020? The White? Was it White? I want to say. I think it was White. It's my guess. Jabroni? Maybe 2020. Yeah, 2020, not 2021. Yeah. 2021 might have been him, not 2020. You're correct. It is Jabroni. Yeah. It's probably Jabroni. No, it's Jabroni. I think you nailed it. It has to be Jabroni. I think you're right. But either way, rejoice. You're getting what you want, and the Dolphins will be better off because they'll be awesome. They always are. You know what I'm saying? Pat in Asheville says, pot brownies and bedpans. Okay, yeah, that's kind of what we get. Yeah, instead of the pots and pans. I got that. Okay. I think that makes sense, Pat. Pat also says, how can a billionaire be so bad at hiring for one position? He should be holding up a sign off a ramp begging for money. I know. It's crazy how the old man can't get anything right when it comes to football. He's terrible. Snapper 305, Tua was done as soon as he got the contract. I think he was done for sure when he got that hip injury. Because he has not been the same since that last hip injury. He looks different. He looks stiff, dude. I mean, like he was a statue anyways. He wasn't going to be moving around, but he at least could move somewhat around. Now, dude, he looks like a short Phillip Rivers, But Phillip Rivers has a reason for not being able to move. Yes. Jake Rudock with Tua? Wow, and Fitzy. Okay. Wow. Those were the days. I know. We always have a great quarterback room. Our quarterbacks are just amazing. What was the wide receivers?
It's the who's who. Lynn Bowden, Isaiah Ford, Jakeem Grant, Matt Collins, Devontae Parker, and Malcolm Perry.
Only guy I want is Matt Collins.
Yeah.
Only guy. Everybody else. Poor Devontae Parker, bro. He had the talent, man. He just was a sack of injuries. And he only had the one injury in Louisville, the foot injury. It wasn't like he was injury prone in Louisville, but he got here and forget it. He became injury prone and it was over. Austin Jackson. He wasn't injury prone at USC at all. The only thing he did was give bone marrow for his sister. And he still didn't miss the season. He gets here and now he becomes injury prone. It's crazy, dude. The bad luck that the Dolphins have, on top of being bad at doing the job, they also have bad luck. Is that the weirdest thing for the Dolphins? That they are a bad franchise and they have bad luck. How does that make any sense? How can we be that snake bitten? All right, let's get to our 3A Graphics sports calendar and the one and only Alan Blanco, 786-618-1443. The headline is one that makes many happy. The Miami Dolphins have benched Tua Tagovailoa. They have named Quinn Ewers the starter. Good luck to him moving the rest of the way. The Bengals By the way, I have the old line. I should actually look up the new line because there's probably a new line. The Bengals were favored by 2. The line went up by half a point. And now let's see what happens. Hold on. Let me see what we got here on the latest line for the Dolphins and the Bengals. The Bengals are now favored by 4. So a broken Tua is -2. Rookie Ewers is -4 now. So the Bengals are favored by 4. The over and under is 47.5. So they've gone down on points. Cincinnati is -225. Cincinnati was +115. They have now gone to -225. The Dolphins were -135. They've gone to +185 in this game. So there's a hefty level of respect for the great Quinn Ewers in Vegas. Tonight at 7 o'clock, the Panthers, the real team in town, will host the LA Kings. Panthers -140 on the money line. The Kings are +120, and the Panthers are playing really, really well. They've turned things around. Hopefully they will continue to play well. The Heat will be back in action tomorrow on Thursday at 7:30. They are stinking out the place. They've lost 5 in a row, 6 of 7. Actually, the Heat is 7-8 in their last 15 games. Okay, so not good for a while now. They'll take on the Nets at 7:30 on Thursday. Saturday, Fort Lauderdale United is back in action. They will take on Spokane at 7:30. All right. And of course, the University of Miami on Sunday will take on Texas A&M. And they are Texas A&M, by the way, is favored by 3.5 points in that one. Thursday night football, Rams and Seattle. Rams favored by 1. The over and under is 44. Fort Lauderdale United, they're right across the street, and we're going to be there broadcasting on Saturday. They will host Spokane Zephyr FC, and we will have several interviews for you there and have some fun. So we will have a Saturday and a Sunday show. So we'll be on 7 days this week. Every day this week. Jamie says Big O Tua leaving Nick Hicks was a liability thing. The Dolphins didn't want Tua working outside of the Finns facilities after the new contract kicked in. Liability, Nick mentioned it before. Well, either way, it was a stupid move. Stupid move. Whatever. Well, your new contract, work with Nick Hicks, whether you like it or not. That's all. So if that's the case, I didn't pay attention to that stuff. But if that's the case, then more power to him to get freed from the Dolphins and see if he can resurrect his career and go wherever he wants to go. But definitely go back to Nick Hicks. Definitely go back to Nick Hicks. Okay? Because that's when you were at your best. I don't know if you can regain it. Maybe that injury that he suffered last year is bad enough that he can't. I don't know. I'm not a doctor. And I didn't sleep at a Holiday Inn last night, so I can't tell you. Not exactly sure. Let's see. Taco says, I think we're cursed by the Tequesta tribe. That is the only explanation I have on why we've suffered so much with this team. Yeah, that's actually none of it is true again. I don't know why people keep doing that. The Marlins have won 2 titles there. So stop with the stupidity. The Dolphins suck. Period. Okay? And the Canes suck. And that's why they're not winning. So now we'll see if the Canes actually, with Mario, have finally gotten out of it. But the last 20 years, the Canes have sucked. They've been incompetent. Okay? That's all it is. And the Dolphins has nothing to do with anything. Shula on the back end was incompetent at the Orange Bowl and incompetent going into the new stadium. Okay? So let's just stop already with all of that. Dolphins were incompetent before they got to the new stadium. They had Marino, and they still couldn't build shit. So, I love Shoes, but he, in the back end, he didn't do well. He didn't have good personnel people. He made a lot of stupid trades, a lot of stupid selections. He ruined a whole bunch of drafts and just didn't really improve the team around Marino like he had to. So it's been incompetence for a long time, dude. A long time. Long time. Frankie Fresco, thank you again for the super chat, sir. Very kind. Thank you. If you get chalked or choked and had the option to either tap or pass out, if you choose to tap, you would consider that as quitting. Also, it's your last match ever. What does he mean by getting choked out or tapped?
He's trying to get you to jump on board with his Cena take, where Cena, his mantra was always never give up. In the last match, he got choked out, and instead of just passing out, he tapped out, and he's saying he quit. What he's not understanding is this is sports entertainment. There's an entertainment aspect to it. Which is what I try to tell him. So if he just passes out, you end the story.
Right.
By tapping out, you've continued a story, which is what you do on episodic TV. But I turn the table over to you. Do you consider that?
But either way, you're not
quitting?
you're not really dying in wrestling.
Apparently, to Frankie and a lot of people that are probably in mom's basement, they think it's real. It's still real to me, damn it.
Well, it's real when Kurt Angle dives off some shit and dies, right? Isn't that how he died or something? Owen Hart or whatever. See, I'm not a wrestler, but Owen Hart dove off some shit and died.
I didn't
right?
dive. He was being lowered down on a thing, and they had a very small the release, and his cape got caught on it, and it released him from up the top, and he waiting to be announced, it released him, and he dropped down and hit the turnbuckle.
Okay, well, that's it. I knew there was some that now there's where that's the only time wrestling there was something real that happened there on the thing. So you don't really choke out because it would be murder, Frankie. This actually isn't Boom Boom Mancini and Dooku Kim, who was literally killed in the ring. Frankie, you understand that wrestling is, you're not gonna get choked out. It's written whether you're fake choked out or fake tapping out, but it's all fake. Dooku Kim, there was nothing fake there. One guy walked out of the ring alive, and the other guy died in the ring. That was real, Frankie. I'm just saying, boxing, not scripted. Wrestling, scripted. So, just saying, And by the way, on the TUA side, he ain't tapping out, bro. You're going to choke him out because you're going to pay him out. TUA's like, nah, I'm leaving with my money. Okay? Pay the man his money. As he said, show me the money is what TUA's saying right now. Show me. You're getting benched, TUA, for Ewers. Show me the money. We're cutting you, TUA, on June 1st. Show me the money. Oh, man. Tell you. Cash App or Venmo at Cash Big O Show. That is Cash Big O Show. Cash App or Venmo. And you can make a Bitcoin, Ethereum, Chainlink, or Solana donation as always. And we appreciate it. You can send in your questions, comments, also your insults if you have any of those. I mean, that's understandable if you have some insults. I kind of get it. It's all good. You know what? Give me 30 seconds and let me show you around here at Caneswear. Okay, we like doing that when we're here. Let's give you a little show and go here at Caneswear. 30 seconds.
After 40 years, the Big Cheese Miami is still producing great Italian food. They started in 1984. Since then, they've been winning awards while being voted the best inexpensive Italian restaurant in Miami. Visit them for great food, amazing service. Witness the decades of Cane's memories. The walls are like a Miami Hurricanes Hall of Fame. The Big Cheese delivers anything on its menu or party platter menu to your home, office, or even a park for a picnic. Located at 8080 Southwest 67th Avenue, Miami. Call 305-662-6855. TheBigCheeseMiami.com, where they serve large portions at family prices.
There you are. You're in.
All right. Is it like this, you said?
Yeah.
Like that? All right, man. Well, look, we got all kinds of Panther gear. Okay, check it out. And Panther hats, by the way. Got some badass Panther hats. Heat hats. Okay. See? Champion. All kinds of stuff. Look at all these hats. Look at all these hats. I like that Heat hat over there. Inter Miami hats also. Obviously, I showed you all this stuff here. There we go. All the classic Dolphin shirts. There you go. Up there, obviously, the classic Cane shirts. More Dolphin shirts. And a lot of stuff with the old logo, by the way. So you're going to find stuff here with the old logo. Remember, you go online, Big O Show. You'll get 10% off. And remember, if you order over $99, you'll get free shipping. So there you go. Hats. Tons and tons of Cane's hats. So we're in the playoffs. You want to sport a Cane's hat? Little Ibis action. There you go. More Cane stuff. Look at the classic jackets. Beautiful. Look at the one. Look at the back of them. There you go. More Cane stuff. Baseball. There you go. Oh man, I want these shoes badly. These are nice. Those are awesome. Different pairs of shoes. Cane shoes. Actually, I'm sorry. This is the one I like. The gray one. Badass. Obviously, look at all the hats. More hats here. See? Look at all the hats there. Again. We're hungry. We're hungry. More Panther stuff. It's just too much. There's like all kinds of stuff. There I am. There you go. More sweet. That one's sweet. I like it. I like it. I like it. And then, of course, workout stuff. Cane style. Stuff, ladies. Little fedora action. There you go. More Panther stuff here. Little sweaters. About that. You want a classic, classic Dolphins rug. You can get that. I mean, you should bail on the whale, but it is what it is. It is Christmas. There you go. You need some balls. You don't got any balls in your life? Huh? Did your wife take them away? Well, here you go. You can get them back. Huh? If your wife took away your balls, you can come to Caneswear and get your balls back. Okay? Just saying. More stuff here on the Panthers, as you can see. Oh, it's a sweet jacket, dude. Sweet jacket. Look at that. More stuff. And then ton of Cane shirts, of course. And a whole bunch here. And look at all the different kinds of hats. More Dolphin stuff again. Classic logo. That's what we love. Classic logo. You need stuff for your car. They got flags. They got steering wheel covers. You name it. Sandals, flags, hurricane warning. See them all up here. You need stuff for your bar. Look at all the lights. There you go. Socks. All kinds of stuff. Glasses. The thermos. Champion thermos, by the way. That's badass right there. And all the glasses. See, they got another different mat with the old logo on it. Bail on the whale. Get the old logo, baby. There you go. Kids stuff. There you go. All the kids stuff. Dolphins. Start the kids early. Early. Backpacks. Look at the backpacks at the top there. Panthers champion backpack. How about that, baby? You got some pictures up above. You got everything. Everything that you could possibly want. Practically with a Canes logo on it. Heat stuff. And a heat rack right here. This is a heat rack. There you go. See? So lots and lots of stuff here at Canes. Look at that. Look at that classic Dolphins. That is sweet. If only the team played as well as it looks. It looks like that. If it played like that logo, we wouldn't lose a damn game. That's why we were perfect. Champion stuff, of course. It can't say Dolphins. It has to say Panthers because the Dolphins don't win championships anymore. So there you go. All kinds of stuff. Here, yep, some shorts. Want to work out? These are the ones that Sean Stanley uses when he's working out all the time. This bathrobe, Sean Stanley uses it also. So he's wearing it right now. There you go. There you go. Look. Whale. If you want a whale hat, you don't want a whale hat, and you want one with a real logo, there's one. Actually, that one's nice. This Panther one is pretty nice. They got so much here that you'll get in trouble, is what you do when you come here to Canesbury. You will get in trouble. You will get in trouble. All right, now let's get back to the action. There we are. All right. All right. Do they have Sebastian logos with the pipe? I'm sure there's stuff. Yeah, dude. Yes. They've got all kinds of Sebastian stuff, and I'm sure there's ones with the pipe somewhere. You know, I'm sure there's some. I don't know where, but probably. I don't know what to tell you. I gotta look around. If you go back on the video and see if there was one with a pipe out there. But they got so much. They got so many different things. It's crazy, man. It really is. So take advantage if you can. They do have a Quinn Ewers jersey. Yes. Come on down. They've got Quinn Ewers jersey and Zach Wilson jerseys. So they're ready for you. Okay. They what's it called? Mendoza. They have Dolphin Mendoza jerseys. Fernando Mendoza Dolphin jerseys also. No, all of that are lies, by the way, just in case. They do have Speedos. Yes, they have Big O Speedos. It's the same Speedo I wear when I'm out and about. They have it here, Big O Speedos. So you can come on by and get 10% off those Speedos too. Yep. People will speed away from you when they see you in them. It's what's going to end up happening. Pat in Nashville says, I bought that orange old logo T-shirt from Caneswear a couple of months ago. Only took 2 days to get it. I know. Yeah. They make sure they send it like probably on the same day. Like on the same day, Jeff is sending them out. Same day, dude. It's crazy. They have great service in this place. They really do. They do a really nice job overall. So order online and you'll get it right away. Order over $99, you'll get free shipping, and use our code BIG010, like I'm sure Pat in Asheville did, and you got 10% off too at the same time. So take advantage of that. What else do we have? Yes, the Brock Osweiler. They have Cleo Lemon jerseys too. Yep, Ray Lucas. Yep, they've got them all for you here. Yep. Frank says Tua stole the money. He knows he's a broken egg. I understand he's trying to protect himself, but if you take that amount and not play hard and give some money back, he is crippling the team with his play. So, Frank, you make it sound like Tua's like the only guy that's like taking a paycheck here. Have you been watching this team for decades? Do you know how many people just came here and stole money? And Ndamukong Suh stole money, a ton of money. Ryan Tannehill stole a bunch of money. James Daniels. That guy has stolen all kinds of money. That guy hasn't even played. I mean, they actually should be called the Miami Stolen Dolphins or something, or Oprah Dolphins. You get free money, and you get free money, and you get free money. The Oprah Dolphins, not the Miami Dolphins, the Oprah Dolphins. You know how much money they give away constantly? You ever heard of Jabril Wilson? Huh? Like, do you have any idea of the history of the Miami Dolphins, sir? Frank. So, yes, Tua stole money. Lots of Dolphins have stolen money. If that's the case, Mike Wallace, we'd be jailing so many people. It would be, if stealing money at the NFL level was a crime, the Dolphin jail would be full. Okay? Seriously. You're worried about Tua stealing money? It's not your money. And by the way, crippling your team, what have they done for 30, 40 years? They've been crippled forever, dude. What are you talking about, bro? I love how some of you people out there like Frank, you make it sound like they just started losing, or that they just had a bad quarterback now, or that one person now just started stealing money from the Dolphins. The Dolphins give away money like crazy, left and right, to all kinds of people. Cedric Wilson didn't earn one dime when he was here. Akini.
I mean, he didn't steal the money, but Mike Gesicki. He got that franchise tag and they didn't ever throw the ball to him one time.
The idiot coach wouldn't even use Mike Gesicki, and it was $11 million just sitting there. Like, Frank, what team are you watching, dude? It's like, is Mike McDaniel the first shitty coach? No, he's part of a long line of shitty coaches. This front office that you just failed, is this the first front? No, there's a long list of front offices that have sucked and haven't gotten it done. Is this the first owner that No. We've got a list of owners that have failed. Dude, Bill Parcells stole money. Bill Parcells did nothing, Frank. Nothing whatsoever. Too many of you have this hard-on for Tua, and you lose sight that your entire franchise is a clown show. That tons of players are stealing money from this team for years, bro. Years. Come on, man. Frank, let's go. And to make it say, oh my God, it's crippling our team. Whether you had him or you didn't, your team's been crippled forever. The Dolphins are a clown show, and they're going nowhere, Frank. Before Tua got here, with Tua, and after Tua. Have you not watched the last 15 years of this idiot owner? I mean, Stephen Ross is as useful as the shit that sticks under the shoe that I walk on. Okay? That's how useful he is as a football owner. He's as useful as the shit that sticks to my foot, to my soul when I walk out. Okay? That's how useful that guy is. Oh my God. Tua's crippling our team. Like, where were you going in the first place, Frank? What were you accomplishing, dude? I'm sorry, I must have missed that. What was the name of that running back they signed a couple years ago? And he did nothing except fumble a couple times, and then they shipped him off somewhere else. Cannon, some crap. He came from Arizona, stole money, stole absolute money. Tua, like, give me a break. Tua at least led the league in touchdowns, was in the MVP race. He's actually accomplished more than a bunch of guys that actually really stole money. I mean, think about it. Ikini has done nothing for his money. Nothing. Not his fault. I blame, of course, the idiot coach, but it is what it is. But my God. To make it sound like Tua is the reason why you're not a good franchise. You're a terrible franchise because that's what you are. That's what you've been forever. Chase Edmonds. That's the guy. That's the guy. That's the guy. Eric Green. My God. Yeah. This guy doesn't know the history of the Dolphins. Eric Green. That's talk about stealing money too. So many guys, man. The history is littered with it. Jay Cutler stole money. There you go. Tony Martin stole money. Arian Foster stole money. David Boston stole money. My God. Oh, the quarterback, Dante Culpepper. He stole money. Will Fuller. Way to go, Skyler. Will Fuller. We're giving our boy a nice education there. Was it Frank? What's his name? Frank. Frank thinks only one player was stealing money from the Dolphins. It's one guy. Yeah, Frankie Fresco. Yeah. It's quite frankly, the Franks aren't really coming through right now. No, they're not. No, yeah. They're not getting it done. How about Terrence Crawford getting it done? Retires at 42-0 at 38 years old. And let me read, because this dude, I got to tell you, when you talk about special athletes of all time, he is definitely one of those guys. And so Crawford retires, and here's his quotes. And by the way, I have to agree with him. And I know that, retiring nowadays, whether you're a boxer or a football player or a rock band, they all retire, they come back and all that. But something tells me that Crawford is he's like a stand-up dude. And he goes, walking away as great with nothing else left to prove. I'm stepping away from competition, not because I'm done fighting, but because I want a different kind of battle. The one where you walk away on your own terms. This isn't goodbye. This is the end of one fight and beginning another. I gave this sport every breath I had, every scar, every triumph, every ounce of my heart. I've made peace with what's next, and now it's time to thank you. He retires with a 42-0 record, 31 wins coming by knockout. In addition to being the undisputed super middleweight, he became the undisputed welterweight. He also defeated Earl Spence Jr. by knockout in July of 23rd and was the undisputed champion of the junior welterweight division. And he stopped Julius Indongo in August of 2017. Crawford has held 18 world championships across 5 weight classes: lightweight, junior welterweight, junior welterweight, and super middleweight. He topped ESPN's 100 Fighters of 2025 and retired as number 1 pound for pound in the sport. I've spent my whole life chasing something, not belts, not money, not headlines, but that feeling, the one you get when the world doubts you and you keep showing up and keep proving everyone wrong. I think he's the kind of guy that stays retired. But not only that, I hope he stays retired because he is one of the greatest of all time. And look, it's all, it's one of those things. I'm not going to sit here and start comparing eras and all that, but he's right up there with Muhammad Ali. He's right up there with Sugar Ray Leonard, Sugar Ray Robinson. He's right up there with the greats of the greats. Floyd Mayweather, whoever that you talk about, like the elite of the elite, he is there. Whether he's number 1 overall or number 3 or number 5, I don't really care. But in a world where we have idiots thinking that Tyreek Hill and Waddle are anything close to Clayton and Duper, which I ripped all you morons that were starting with that crap, in a world where we give people that label of greatness before they've actually even earned it, this guy earned it. Terrence Crawford earned it and earned it over and over again and beat other great fighters and was just a great champion and represented the sport the right way. And if any kid wants to look up to a guy that knows how to do it right, that's Terrence Crawford. You know what I mean? So I hope he stays retired. And at 38 and at 42-0, he doesn't have anything left to prove. There's nobody out there. There's nobody. And look, I love boxing. I can't tell you that I follow it nowadays like I used to because it's really not that. It's just not a sexy sport anymore. But there are those few guys that I do follow. He's one of them. He's the guy that whenever he fought, I have to watch his fight because there's a couple of those guys that are super special. And you're not going to see a lot of those kind of guys. And you want to make sure you take advantage. As much as Mayweather is disliked, because of his personality and his history and all that kind of stuff, I never take away his greatness because that's what boxing is hitting and not being hit, and the art form that he brought to the table. And he wasn't like that at the beginning. At the beginning, when he before the wrist injury, he was a much more damaging boxer. He would knock out people and everything. But he adjusted after the wrist injury, and he knew he had to be a different fighter, and that shows true greatness. It's like watching Dwayne Wade get old, and yet that one knee is bad, but he has changed his game, and the fadeaway and the shot got so much better and all those things because he had to, because he couldn't be the guy anymore that, got knocked down 7 times and got back up 8. He wasn't going to be that player anymore, so he had to adjust. And there are just certain athletes in time that you must appreciate. You know what I mean? And compartmentalize sometimes who they are, like in Floyd Mayweather's case. But in Terrence Crawford and in Wade's case, they're pure class. But either way, all 3 of them are freak talents that you've just got to appreciate because they did it at a higher level than everybody else in their career. So I hope he doesn't come back because he is right about this. He has nothing left to prove. Nothing left to prove. So good luck to Terrence Crawford, man. Big time. All right. Cortland Finnegan. There you go. I mean, the list is long of players stealing money. You know what I mean? And the funniest part about Frank's comment is, oh my God, he's crippling our franchise, crippling the team. And it's whatever, bro. The team's not going anywhere anyways. And you'll see it with Quinn Ewers, and you'll see it with all the other quarterbacks that were before TUA. and whatever comes after. Not going anywhere. You know. What are you going to do? Cash App or Venmo at Cash Big O Show. That is Cash Big O Show. Cash App or Venmo. I disagree with you, Jeremy, on that one. Matt Moore didn't steal money. Matt Moore was a hustler, bro. He played his ass off. He wasn't very good. He was a gunslinger. He would take some chances and he would put the ball in. But he won some games and he hustled. I would never call Matt Moore a thief. I completely disagree with you. I have a Danielle Ellerby. That's a better one that you came up with, but not Matt Moore. I don't think Matt Moore stole money.
He was a backup quarterback that
performer.
they coveted as far as a backup went, and
they weren't paying him any sick money, but
not crazy money, but
the
more than
little
most
money that
backups.
they paid him, he earned it, bro. He earned it. So I disagree with you on that one. I'm going to give Matt Moore a little love because, yeah, he went to KC after, but I'm going to disagree with you on that one. Danielle Ellerby, we can agree on that one, but we're definitely not going to agree on Matt Moore. Yeah, Eric Kumaro stole money. Oh yeah, Eric Kumaro definitely stole money. The list is long of Dolphin players and coaches stealing money and executives. I mean, Tannenbaum stole money forever, dude. You know what I mean? So it is what it is. What are you gonna do? Let me do a little music here real quick. We always love doing a little music. Although I didn't do it yesterday, and I noticed. I forgot. Let's start off with. Folks, let's start off with musicians born on the 17th. All right, here we go. Musicians born on the 17th. Neil Christopher, drummer with 3 Days Grace, born in 78. Eddie Fisher, drummer, percussionist for One Republic, born in 73. Let's see. Who else is celebrating birthdays today? Sarah Dallin from Bananarama, born in 62. Bob Stinson, guitarist with The Replacements, born in 59. Mike Mills from REM, born in 1958. Wanda Hutchinson, singer with The Emotions, born in 1951. Isn't that you got the best of my love? Yeah. Paul Rogers, the great singer from Free and Bad Company, born in 49. Jim Hodder, drummer with Steely Dan, born in 47. Eddie Kendricks with The Temptations, born in 1939. Art Neville with the Neville Brothers, born in 1937. All right, now we go with famous people born on this day. Remember, if I don't give you an age, that means they are no longer with us, unfortunately. American Revolutionary War soldier Deborah Sampson, born in 1760. Pope Francis, born in 1936. I was just hanging out with him last week. We just lost him. Let's see who else hanging out. Actor Eugene Levy, born in 46. He is 79. Actor Bill Pullman, born in 53. He's 72. Filmmaker Peter Farrelly, born in 56. He's 69. Actor Laurie Holden, born in 69. He's 56. But you only do wrestlers. You don't do MMA fighters. But wait a minute. Was this guy also a wrestler? Okay, Chuck Liddell, MMA fighter, born in 69. He's 56. You just never know, bro. I mean, okay. All right, DJ Homicide from Sugar Ray. He's born in 70. He's 55. He's on the list. Oh man. Let's see who else. Actress Mila Jovovich, born in 75. She is 50. International Boxing Hall of Fame member and former Philippine Senator Manny Pacquiao, born in 78. He's 47. Why former? Did he suck at it and then they kicked him out? Musician Taylor York from Paramore, born in 89, 36 today. And that is it. Sean Stanley, do you have wrestlers born on this date?
We do. Nasawa Ronge turns 49, and Nick Dinsmore, maybe known better as Eugene, he turns 50 today, December 17th, 2025.
All right. Let's go with a little music history. What happened today in music history? I'm sure you're all wondering what happened today on December 17th in music history. Did anything go down that was important? Well, let me tell you something. A lot of things went down that were important. And we're going to start off with, in 69, Tiny Tim married his first wife, Victoria Bundinger, a.k.a. Miss Vicky, on The Tonight Show with Johnny Carson. They tiptoed through the tulips. Let's see who else. In 77, at the last minute, Elvis Costello and the Attractions were scheduled to appear on Saturday Night Live in place of the Sex Pistols, who were unable to gain a visa to enter the country. SNL producer Lorne Michael asked Costello not to play Radio because of the song's critique of the 70s corporate rock radio. Costello launched into a few seconds of Less Than Zero, then abruptly broke into a full version of Radio. Michaels was not amused and banned Costello from SNL for years. Free speech, bro. Don't tell me what to say and what to do. In 82, Karen Carpenter made her last live appearance with the Carpenters when she performed Christmas carols for her godchildren and their classmates at a school in Sherman Oaks, California. She died at the age of 32 from heart failure on February 4th of 1983, caused by complications related to anorexia. In 84, Run DMC's self-titled album was certified gold, making it the first rap album to do so. In 86, Paul and Linda McCartney were not injured after their limo caught fire as they were headed to a taping of in Newcastle, England. In 91, Green Day released their second studio album, Kerplunk. It features the singles 2,000 Light Years Away. In 2000, on this date, Eminem was the subject of internet hoax after MTV reported that the rapper had been killed in a car crash on the way to a party. And let me see if there's any birthdays that weren't on that other list. Sometimes there is, and sometimes there isn't. And no. That's it. That's what happened today in music history. All right. By the way, speaking of music, 38 Special is going to tour. They got one Florida date in Sarasota on February 14th. It's at the Thunder by the Bay Music and Motors Festival. I didn't know that even existed. So like it's a car show also or something, I guess. It's called the Thunder by the Bay Music and Motors Festival. It is in Sarasota, so I guess it's by the Bay. So I guess it's they probably have more than one band there too. By the way, just in case, if you are a 38 Special fan, they also have a new album out, so you can check that out and check out the tour dates. UB40 is also touring. Leonard Skinner is touring. Eric Clapton is touring. Rick Springfield is touring. Lenny Kravitz is touring. Although Lenny Kravitz is like South America and Europe. The Stones, they have canceled their 2026 tour of Europe. No word if they're going to reschedule for 2027. How long are they going to keep going? But, you know, It is what it is, but I know that they wanted to do a European tour. What do you got for me? Is it like...
Yeah, it's a motorcycle. Looks like a festival there. They're going to have, oh man, I can't remember what the show was, but the guy that chopped up the bikes, him, I think it's father and son. He's going to be there. Then there's
a chopper show or something. It's called something Chopper.
I think it might be called Chopper, right? Or
something
Yeah,
Chopper.
but he's gonna.
I don't know about it, but I know of it. In other words,
Yeah.
it's like, you see enough pop culture stuff, you run into it. Yeah, but I think I know what you're talking
So
about.
he's there, Given to Fly. It's the Pearl Jam experience. So I'm guessing they are
So it's like a
tribute band,
right?
There for Bobby Friss is at 6 p.m.
I don't know who the hell Bobby Friss is.
Oh, it may seem like he's something. And then 38 Specials at 8.
Okay. So only worth going for 38
by the way,
Special. The original
on the 14th,
singer's still
right?
there, so that's good, huh?
February 14th, right?
Yeah, yeah. Valentine's Day.
Yeah, I was gonna say Valentine's Day.
Honey, it's Valentine's Day. We're going to Sarasota. We're gonna be by the bay. Chopper rodeo games. Yeehaw.
Biker rodeo games.
I'm going with my leather pants. I'm going with my bandanas. I'm going with my chew. And I'm going with my old lady on my bike. I'm ready to go. That's it. I'm lined up and ready to go.
Yeah, and Sunday they got Montgomery Gentry featuring Eddie Montgomery and Crossfire Creek Band. That's on Sunday if you want to stay.
Okay.
On Friday they've got Night
is.
Ranger and Maiden Cane.
Oh, wait a minute. So Night Ranger on Friday?
Friday, yep.
And is the other show on Saturday?
The 38 Special is Saturday.
Oh, so I could.
Then Montgomery
so
Gentry
I could
is
go
Sunday.
To Busch Gardens during the day, then go to the concert at night, then sleep, then the next day maybe go to Burns Steakhouse, then go to the concert, and then come home.
That might make Valentine's weekend worth it for the wife. The extracurricular.
That's it. That's it. And I get to see Night Ranger and I see 38 Special. I gotta say that might not be bad. I might go for that. Travis Minor, Lamar Gordon. Not only, and Lamar Gordon, we also gave up a third rounder. Remember that. That was like a desperation trade move by Wanstead. And he made the trade with the Rams, I believe, that had Lamar Gordon, and he gave up a third rounder for Lamar Gordon, bro. Yeah. Yeah, some people don't know about the thievery that's been going on with the Miami Dolphins for many, many years. Anyway, we thank Brett Gittleman, who does an excellent job, the owner here, of course, at Caneswear. Appreciate him as always. Jeff, John, Ken Graff, just all the great people that work out here at Caneswear, and you'll sense it when you come in. It's like a family atmosphere. They're just going to embrace you. Don't forget to use our code BIG010 so you can get 10% off. Remember, if you order online over $99, you'll get free shipping. We thank all of them, as always, for making it nice and easy for us. And thanks to the listeners that came by to say hi. Appreciate that. We shall see you. We're in studio tomorrow, right? And then Friday, studio also. Saturday, we're at Fort Lauderdale United. So there you go. So we're in studio for the next 2 days. So we'll be back on at 10 a.m. Same time, same place, same bat channel. Have a good one.
This is the Big O Show. This is the Big O Show. This is the Big O Show.